Well, guys, the one thing I had over Grant was servicing the winches.
It's like Legos.
And now he knows how to do that. It's all right. I still type faster than he does. In the spring of 2022, we bought a 1980 downeaster cutter that was neglected for a decade. We sailed her up north to her new home port on the central coast of California, did a major haul out, and prepped her for blue water cruising. This life is completely new to us, but the dream is far from it, and finally we see it within reach. For the first time ever, we've moved on to Mundial and are continuing to ready her before we set sail. Thanks for joining us as we acquire our sea legs and say goodbye to land life. With a $1 pick set from Harbor Freight, Grant started to service the winches. In trying to unbolt the winch from the mast, one of the bolts was sheared off. These winches haven't been serviced in probably over 2 decades. The bolts were installed without any tough gel or Lanacoat type of compound. So Grant ended up clocking the winch base half a bolt pattern and drilling and tapping new holes in order to reinstall the winch. Luckily, the other winches on the mast came off without shearing any bolts. Here. Ember, come. Come here. I see you. I know. Come here. I'll help you. Come on. Shake. What's on your jaw? Can I help? I'll help you. Come here. Here, I'll help. There you go. There you go. You're all better. Oh, it's such a nice morning here in Morro Bay. We are approaching our last month here in the harbor, hopefully. And so we're really focusing on getting like safety measures in place and basically as much as we can get done before we leave. Grant's on the foredeck working on the Dorade boxes, and we got our very updated new Navionics card in the mail yesterday. So I'm gonna start activating that and getting it in our chart plotter and hoping that it works, because we'd like to know where we're heading. Something we've been wanting to do for a while was to fix the Dorade boxes. While sailing north, the starboard box became dislodged from the cabin top and has been haphazardly strapped down with paracord to the handrail ever since. The small teak cleats split along the screws and no longer held the box to the deck. Originally, we thought we might rotate the Dorade boxes, which would allow for more room in between the port and starboard cowlings, so we could fit our dinghy nice and snug in between them on the cabin top while underway. But after further thought, it's easier to remove the cowlings temporarily and cap them to fit the dinghy on the deck while underway.
10 more reasons why somebody it's like you. Far more shocking than any.
Fiberglass?
Just filling those holes with epoxy.
Oh, nice. Looking good.
So we're souping up the Dorade boxes. This one was the one that had came dismounted there. So I guess I have to measure it. Order of operations. Oh well, I gotta make the cleats that go on each side so that this box has something to go to. And I'll soup those up too, so I gotta get out the saw and cut that. So here's one I put a coat of soup on. Looks real nice. Here's one that's gonna put some soup on, and yeah, it doesn't look so nice. But I should put a little tape right there. A little bit at a time. I like the soup. It seems simple. Doesn't really show streaks or anything. And hopefully it's nice UV protection and a little color. Be good. That's an experiment.
Old ABS that has been refitted to in our Dorade box cap when we have the dinghy on here. What could this be? What?
Well, I changed out the manifold all with PVC and got rid of those old fittings that kind of leak sometimes. Relocated the pump onto the fiberglass here, which is nice. It makes the pump a lot quieter because it was originally on this piece of wood here, which was only held in with 2 screws, and so it just created like a big sounding board, so it would vibrate pretty hard. So that's cool. I added this 1/4-inch line here that goes to the water maker for the feed line, or the product line, excuse me. And so what it allows me here is when we're going to make water with the water maker, when we switch it from test to tank, it'll come in through this line, feed into the manifold, and then whatever valve is open that we would be using for our house, it will just be filling that tank. So like in this position, this is our foot pump. It could be open or closed, it doesn't matter. But this is our aft tank. Furthest aft tank makes sense. So when we were making water, it would be filling this. When we're like, oh, we should fill the other tank, is the forward tank, we could open that up, close that off, and now we're filling the forward tank, or using the forward tank. So I decided to tie the water into filling the tanks in the manifold so that I didn't have to get more valving for the water maker, and it just makes it simpler because now there's one set of valves that basically allows us to isolate each tank or fill both tanks, or however we wish. One step at a time. Lots of bait. We got our stack pack from Ruben and Patty with Cabo canvas. So I need to get that finished up and prepped, so I'll try to shoot this up the mast. So I threaded the line through for the stack pack, like the uppermost line. That'll kind of hold the whole setup. So I need to splice this end of the Dyneema, which is on one side, with the other end of the polyester, which is on the other side, and then I'll be able to cut them at the lengths that I want. I didn't have time to do the splicing, the end-to-end splicing of the Dyneema on both of them, just on one side. So I'll get that done. It all needs to get done.
Grant picked me up from Tidelands Dock after spending 5 days away in Boise. Bait balls were storming the bay, and I was happy to be home. I didn't know we got the stack pack, so I had no idea that Mundial got a new makeover.
Wow! A stack pack! Oh, she looks pretty.
We spent the evening running the dogs and enjoying dinner and a sunset from the foredeck. The next day, we met up with Patty and Ruben to install the connector, a term I coined because I'm not exactly sure what the name is, but Ruben made a piece of canvas that connected the Dodger to the Bimini, something that's been a dream of ours since the day we bought the boat.
So good.
It's gonna make Baja a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. You'll need all the shade you can get.
Yeah.
And then I put the snap on that other window.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Thank
Right?
I like this because I can now get in here if I need to from either side.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
That was the whole
Find in the
plan.
positive and the little whoopsie.
Yep. Perfect. Almost there. Right there at the end.
That's it.
And then do you just cut off the little end, the sections at the
Yes.
end?
That looks so
Nice.
much better.
Oh yeah. Wow. A whole new boat. Home just got an upgrade.
Are you going back
Okay.
to the boat or are you going home?
No, back to the
We'll go
boat.
back to the boat. Tomorrow night is Sip and Stroll downtown in Embarcadero. And so it's 5 o'clock, I think.
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Guys, hey, thanks.
Bye.
See you.
See you. Bye.
Around the end of the month for the mass or the.
Okay.
Okay.
For the cock or the whatever we're calling
Helm.
it. Helm.
Hi guys.
See ya.
And look at how cool we are.
Oh, looks so good.
Gotta adjust the stack pack.
There's Ruben and Patty. Oh, it looks so good.
Just gotta cut that, put some shock cord on.
Looks so good. I'm back from Idaho. It was a fun, full 5 days with family visiting my sister-in-law, my brother Ryan. They're gonna have a baby soon, the first grandchild in the family. So I'm really excited for them. They're gonna be first-time parents pretty soon. So I flew out there to help celebrate, and Grant stayed behind to keep working on the boat.
Kick off. Brush off.
Small little waterfall ahead. Oh, there is like a little. Oh my god.
Oh! Oh shoot. Oh, they're going down. They're going down.
What do you mean they're going down?
Well, why don't we go that way?
Okay, let me put my phone.
Here we go, guys! Oh god. Oh no. Grabbing my phone.
Unfortunately, Grant had to stay behind and work on the boat because we're setting sail in, within a month, more or less. But just want to say thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for watching this video. Everything helps. It's been so fun to watch our YouTube channel grow in the last year and a half. And we feel really supported, and it's really rewarding watching and reading all the encouraging comments. And thank you. And if you want to continue supporting us, please bear through the ads. I know they're not so fun to watch, but that does help us. We just recently got monetized. We're so excited. And so hopefully our video editing will get a little better with some better equipment in the future. And if you want to continue supporting us, you can also become a patron. Click the link below. And thank you. So now I'm going to go through what Grant worked on the last 5 days because he was not able to film a lot. And he got like 80% done with the water maker, which is huge. That was like on our list to try to complete before we set sail. So I'm going to do a little recap. He was going to install the water maker in this compartment, but now we've decided to put it under the quarter berth, which is down this way. So I'm going to get in there and try to get some light. Ooh, I forgot. Grant installed this nifty, very helpful light right here. Oh, jeez, it's bright. Okay, I'm gonna do my best to show our water maker, which is a pretty generic water maker, but I am really proud of Grant. He got it done in like 5 days, and we still have some things to do, but this is what we got going on. I'm gonna put you down in here in the quarter berth. So from the through hole, the sea strainer removes large debris from incoming salt water, and then there's a 3-way valve right there, which sends water to either the water maker or the salt pump, and eventually the AC unit once we get that installed too. There's a water puppy, 12-volt boost pump, which provides pressure to the low pressure side of the water maker. And then the T-fitting allows for fresh water to enter the water maker system. The check valve installed to protect fresh water from saltwater intrusion. The check valve is the white thing there. And then we have the filter housing. So first is the 20 micron right there. And then we got the 5 micron, which removes even more stuff from salt water to prepare for horsepower pump and the RO membranes. And that's all plumbed together for now, which is awesome. And then Grant also installed a pressure gauge, which I'll show. So this is the test, if we want to test some water before we give it away to fellow cruising friends. And then the tank fill, this pressure gauge, and yeah, it's coming together. It was time to start thinking about the cabin top ceiling. This isn't something we have been prioritizing because it's not going to get us sailing any sooner, but now that we are ready to take off, we know that having a slightly nicer interior will probably make us feel better on a daily basis, and now that everything is bedded on the cabin top, there's really no reason to wait. So we prepped the ceiling by pulling all the staples, and we just got our vinyl fabric in, so it was time to start prepping for install.
Operate the switches. Operate the switches on the light. That's the dimmer, I think. I don't know, maybe that's on. Turn. You gotta do both. Now turn the dimmer. You're too dim.
I see it.
You're too dim.
Red, white, bright, nice. Didn't work. This is off. It's red. Sweet. I believe that's off, yeah?
You can do it. That's off.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or this is off.
Okay. We'll see which one we do naturally more. That's more dull. I should maybe go in the kitchen. I'd love more light over here.
Well, before we do any of this is like the time to do any lighting. At least put backing plates for lighting, and I guess you'd have to run wiring too. So, are we gonna put this here?
Ooh. The ones that we've been tying?